First strike. The red dwarf star of Vega Prime cast a crimson glow across the settlement's agricultural domes. Director Marcos Chen stood at the observation deck, watching farmers tend to crops that had finally adapted to the alien soil after 3 years of genetic modifications. Vega Colony represented humanity's furthest reach into the stars, a testament to human perseverance located 30 light-years from Earth. Production is up 12% this quarter, reported Deputy Director Amara Wilson, joining him at the viewport. Earth will be pleased with the shipment. Maybe we'll finally get those additional terraforming units we requested. Chen nodded, allowing himself a small smile. 3,000 colonists working together can accomplish what seemed impossible just a few years ago. The colony had grown from a cluster of prefabricated habitats to a functioning settlement with its own infrastructure, culture, and identity. People had built lives here, started families, created art, established businesses. Vega Prime wasn't just a mining outpost or research station. It was becoming a home. The comfortable silence between the administrators was broken by the urgent voice of Seth Donovan, Colony Communications Chief. Director Chen, we're picking up multiple objects approaching from the outer system. Chen frowned. The supply ship from Earth isn't due for another month. These aren't human signatures, sir. The mass and configuration don't match anything in our database. Chen and Wilson exchanged glances. First contact. The possibility had always existed. But despite decades of searching, humanity had never encountered another intelligent species. How many vessels? Chen asked, already moving toward the command center. 7 large ships, sir, each one significantly larger than our largest vessels. Dozens of smaller craft, too. Within the hour, the entire settlement was on alert. Not panic, they were pioneers trained to handle the unexpected, but a focused readiness. The colony's rudimentary defenses, designed more for asteroid deflection than warfare, were activated. Chen ordered a greeting message broadcast on all frequencies, using the first contact protocols developed by Earth's xenolinguistics teams. This is Director Marcos Chen of the Human Settlement on Vega Prime. We welcome peaceful communication and exchange. The message repeated in mathematical sequences, simple binary code and visual patterns. Communication basics that any technological species should recognize as intentional rather than random noise. Hours passed with no response as the alien fleet closed distance. Amara monitored their approach, unease growing with each passing minute. They're not responding to any frequencies, and they've changed formation, spreading out to surround the planet. Keep broadcasting, Chen ordered, and prepare evacuation procedures for non-essential personnel to the emergency shelters. The colony's limited sensors provided more detail as the vessels entered orbit. They were massive angular constructions with biological elements integrated into what appeared to be technological components like nothing human engineers had ever conceived. Multiple appendages extended from the ships, some resembling weapons, others perhaps sensing equipment. "Sir," Donovan called out, voice tight with alarm, energy readings spiking from the lead vessel. Before Chen could respond, brilliant green beams lanced from the alien ship, striking the colony's main power facility. The structure exploded in a ball of flame, knocking out primary power throughout the settlement. Emergency systems engaged, bathing the command center in red emergency lighting. "They're attacking without provocation," Amara said in disbelief. "Why would they?" More beams struck strategic targets: the communications array, water purification plant, defense installations. Each shot precisely targeted infrastructure rather than population centers. "They're disabling us, not exterminating," Chen realized. "Targeting our ability to resist or call for help." The command center shook as a nearby blast damaged the adjacent building. "Shields failing," reported Security Chief Jackson. "We have limited defensive capabilities remaining." Chen made a swift decision. "Donovan, send the emergency beacon to Earth. Full data package, everything we've recorded about the ships, the attack pattern, our coordinates." "The main array is down," Donovan replied, fingers flying across his console. "I'll have to use the backup transmitter. Range is limited." "Do it," Chen ordered. "Everyone else, initiate full evacuation to the underground shelters. We need to protect as many people as possible." As the staff rushed to comply, Chen accessed the colony-wide communication system. "This is Director Chen. We are under attack by unknown forces. This is not a drill. Proceed immediately to designated emergency shelters. Bring only essential supplies. Emergency teams. Execute protection protocols." Outside, smaller alien craft had begun landing at the settlement perimeter. Strange bipedal creatures emerged. Tall, skeletal beings with iridescent exoskeletons and multiple upper limbs. They moved with unsettling precision through the colony streets, methodically stunning any humans they encountered with energy weapons that left victims paralyzed but conscious. In the command center, Jackson distributed the few weapons they possessed to key personnel. "These won't do much against their technology, but it's something." "The message is away," Donovan announced. "Full data package transmitted on the emergency frequency. If Earth is listening, they'll know what happened here." Even at maximum speed, Earth would need months to send help, Amara said quietly. Chen checked his datapad, which showed feed from security cameras still functioning throughout the colony. The aliens were herding captured colonists together, scanning them with unknown devices before separating them into groups. "They're sorting us," Chen observed grimly. "Based on some criteria we can't understand." A thunderous crash announced the command center doors buckling under some immense force. Moments later, a group of aliens entered, taller than the others with more elaborate exoskeletons and devices integrated directly into their bodies. The lead alien's multiple eyes swiveled independently, taking in the humans and their primitive technology. "We will not surrender," Jackson declared, raising his weapon. The alien made a series of clicking sounds. A smaller device at its side translated in a flat mechanical voice. "Resistance unnecessary. You are claimed." "Claimed?" Chen stepped forward. "This is a peaceful settlement. We've done nothing to provoke this attack." The alien's head tilted at an inhuman angle. "Provocation irrelevant. Your species is unregistered, unprotected, resources valuable, specimens useful." "We are not specimens," Chen replied firmly. "We are an intelligent species with rights. Earth will respond to this attack." "Earth distant. Insignificant." The alien gestured, and more of its kind entered the room. "You will serve until expended." As the aliens advanced with paralyzing weapons, Chen's final thought before darkness claimed him was of the message speeding through space toward Earth. The aliens believed humans were weak, isolated, and defenseless. They would learn how wrong they were. Admiral Vivian Hayes stood before the United Earth Defense Council in their chamber beneath New Geneva, her uniform crisp despite having been awakened at 0300 hours for this emergency session. The holographic display behind her showed the attack on Vega Prime in fragmented images, pieced together from the colony's final transmission. "The message was received 6 hours ago," Hayes explained. "Our deep space monitoring station at Proxima, Centauri, picked up the emergency beacon. The attack occurred approximately 48 hours before the signal reached us." Councilor Rivera, representing South America, leaned forward. "So the colony is already lost?" "Most likely occupied, not destroyed," Hayes corrected. "The attack pattern suggests the aliens wanted the infrastructure and population largely intact. The question now is our response." "We have options?" asked Councilor Chen, the director's brother, Hayes noted with sympathy. "The Third Fleet is prepared for immediate deployment," Hayes replied. 7 warships including our newest vessel, the UES Vindication. With the prototype Alcubierre drive, we can reach Vega Prime in 12 days instead of months. The council chamber erupted in overlapping voices. Is this an act of war? Could it be a misunderstanding? What do we know about these aliens? Are our ships capable of confronting their technology? Council President Adeyemi raised her hand for silence. Dr. Patel, your analysis of the alien communication? The xenolinguistics expert stepped forward. The translation we heard in the final transmission suggests a species that views unaffiliated worlds as open for exploitation. The term unregistered implies they recognize some form of territorial claim system, but only among powers they acknowledge. They clearly don't consider us among those powers, so reasoning with them is unlikely. President Adeyemi concluded. These are colony predators, Hayes said bluntly. They target isolated settlements on resource-rich worlds, enslave the population for labor, and extract what they want. They don't expect resistance because distant colonies are typically defenseless. And Vega Prime, the colonists? Counselor Chen asked, voice tight with controlled emotion. Dr. Patel's expression softened. Based on what we've seen, most are likely alive, at least for now. They appear to value human labor. President Adeyemi turned to the full council. We must vote on the deployment of Third Fleet. This would constitute humanity's first military action against an alien species. The voting was swift and unanimous. Not a single counselor hesitated. Admiral Hayes, President Adeyemi said formally, you are authorized to deploy the Third Fleet with all necessary force to secure Vega Prime and rescue our people. If the alien aggressors remain present, you are authorized to engage them. Hayes nodded sharply. The fleet will deploy within 12 hours. Captain Elena Reyes will command the mission aboard the Vindication. Captain Reyes? Counselor Rivera raised an eyebrow. Is she prepared for this responsibility? Captain Reyes has the highest tactical scores in fleet history, Hayes replied confidently. She's been training for a scenario like this her entire career. The Vindication is our most advanced warship and she knows it better than anyone. What Hayes didn't add was that Elena Reyes had lost her parents in the Martian mining disaster 15 years ago, an accident that could have been prevented with better safety protocols. Hayes had watched the orphaned girl rise through the ranks with singular determination, driven by the belief that proper preparation and decisive action could prevent tragedy. Now she would lead humanity's first interstellar military operation. Captain Elena Reyes stood on the bridge of the UES Vindication, watching her crew make final preparations for departure. At 32, she was young for her command, but no one questioned her qualifications. The ship hummed with energy as systems came online, the most advanced technology humanity had ever developed, much of it untested in actual combat. Final personnel report, she requested from Commander Jackson, her executive officer. All crew, aboard and at stations, Captain. Marine contingent secured for departure. Medical reports full readiness for potential casualties. Reyes nodded. Her dark eyes focused on the tactical display showing Third Fleet in formation. 7 ships against an unknown number of alien vessels. The odds were uncertain at best. Open channel to fleet, she ordered. When communications officer, Liu nodded confirmation, Reyes addressed the assembled crews on all 7 ships. This is Captain Reyes. In 12 days we will arrive at Vega Prime where 3,000 of our people have been attacked without provocation or warning. These aliens believe that distance makes us weak, that human colonies stand alone and unprotected. Our mission is to prove them wrong. She paused, letting her words sink in. We don't know what we'll find when we arrive. We don't know if the colonists still live. What we do know is that today, humanity shows that we stand together across the stars. No human settlement, no matter how distant, stands alone. Across the fleet, 6,000 crew members listened in silence. Each of you has trained for years for a moment we hoped would never come. Now that it has, I know you're ready. We will approach with caution, attempt communication, and offer the opportunity for peaceful resolution. But make no mistake, if these aggressors have harmed our people and refuse to withdraw, they will learn exactly why Earth maintained a defense fleet for decades. She nodded to Liu to close the channel, then turned to Navigation Officer Cho. Set course for Vega Prime. Maximum sustainable speed. Course plotted, Captain. Alcubierre Drive standing by. Signal fleet to engage on my mark, Reyes said, taking her command chair. 3, 2, 1, mark. The stars outside the viewports blurred as the 7 ships of Third Fleet accelerated to speeds humans had only dreamed of until recently, carrying Earth's response toward those who had believed humanity too weak to fight back. Reckoning, 12 days of faster-than-light travel left the crew of Third Fleet coiled with tension. Captain Elena Reyes had used the time to run endless battle simulations based on the limited sensor data from Vega Prime's distress call. The alien. Ships were larger, but Earth vessels had superior maneuverability and targeting systems, advantages they would need to exploit. "Dropping to sublight in 3 minutes," announced Navigation Officer Cho. Reyes nodded. "Battle stations. Shields at maximum. Weapon systems on standby." Throughout the Vindication, crew members moved with practiced efficiency. Marines checked combat gear, medical teams prepared triage stations, engineers monitored the experimental drive system that had brought them across 30 light-years in less than 2 weeks. 2 minutes to sublight," Cho continued. "Fleet reports ready status." Commander Jackson handed Reyes a tactical tablet. "Final approach plan, Captain." She reviewed the formation, a modified spearhead with the Vindication at point position, flanked by the destroyers Defiant and Dauntless. The cruisers Resolute and Relentless would provide mid-range fire support, while the carriers Phoenix and Pegasus would hang back to deploy fighter drones once the battle situation was assessed. 1 minute, Cho called. "Remember," Reyes addressed the bridge crew, "our primary objective is rescuing survivors. Disabling enemy vessels takes priority over destruction. Dropping to sublight in 3, 2, 1. The starfield stabilized as the 7 ships of Third Fleet emerged at the edge of the Vega system. Reyes immediately ordered passive scans, gathering information without broadcasting their presence. "Report," she commanded. Lieutenant Rashid at the sensor station worked quickly, confirming 19 alien vessels in orbit around Vega Prime, 7 capital ships, 12 smaller craft. They've established multiple ground bases. Mining operations are visible from orbit. He paused, adjusting his instruments. "Captain, I'm detecting human life signs on the surface. Approximately 2,000 concentrated in what appear to be labor camps. 2,000. A third of the colony missing, presumed dead." Reyes kept her expression neutral despite the anger burning in her chest. "Status of alien forces? They appear to be focused on resource extraction," Strategic Officer Chen reported. "No indication they've detected our arrival. Their patrol pattern is regular and predictable. They're not expecting company." "Tactical assessment, Commander?" Jackson gestured to the main display. "They have numbers and size advantage. We have surprise and superior technology. Their ships are heavily armored but show minimal point defense capabilities. They're not designed to counter our fighter drones or precision weapons." Reyes considered the information. "Communications prepare a message in both standard language and mathematical sequence, same first contact protocols the colony used. We'll offer them 1 chance to withdraw." "Targeting solution?" Jackson asked, quietly. "Primary targets are their propulsion and weapon systems," Reyes replied. "Disable, don't destroy unless necessary." She turned to address the full bridge crew. "This is humanity's first interstellar conflict. What happens here will be remembered for generations. We will act with restraint and precision, but we will not hesitate to use maximum force if required to protect our people." The crew responded with silent nods of determination. "Deploy fleet in attack formation Alpha. Shields at maximum. All ships maintain communication blackout until my signal." The 7 Earth vessels moved into position, spreading out to approach from different vectors. On the Vindication's bridge, Reyes waited until all ships reported ready status. "Broadcast," she ordered. The message went out on all frequencies. "Attention unknown vessels. This is Captain Elena Reyes of the United Earth Defense Force. You have attacked our colony without provocation and taken our people captive. Release all prisoners and withdraw immediately, or we will take action to remove you by force." For 30 seconds there was no response. Then Lieutenant Liu at Communications reported, "Captain, they're powering up weapon systems. Energy signatures increasing across all their vessels." "They've made their choice," Reyes said calmly. "All ships execute attack pattern Alpha. Launch fighter drones, target propulsion and weapons first." The battle erupted with blinding intensity. Beams of energy lanced from the alien vessels, most dissipating harmlessly against the Earth ships. Quantum shields, technology the aliens clearly hadn't encountered before. The Vindication shuddered slightly as it absorbed and redistributed the energy. "Shields holding at 92%, reported Engineering Officer Patel. "Their weapons are powerful, but our countermeasures are working." "Return fire," Reyes ordered. "Precision targeting only." The Vindication's main batteries unleashed concentrated energy beams that sliced through the nearest alien vessel's weapon emplacements with surgical precision. Simultaneously, swarms of autonomous fighter drones launched from the Phoenix and Pegasus, targeting the aliens' external sensors and communication arrays. On the tactical display, Reyes watched her carefully orchestrated attack unfold. The destroyers, defiant and dauntless, executed perfect flanking maneuvers, forcing 3 alien ships to divide their attention. The cruisers maintained suppressive fire, preventing the aliens from coordinating their response. "They're confused by our targeting," Strategic Officer Chen noted. "They expected us to aim for critical systems or crew compartments. Our precision strikes don't match their combat doctrine. Their formation is breaking," Jackson added. 2 vessels attempting to retreat to high orbit. Reyes nodded. "Don't pursue. Focus on the ships nearest the colony." The largest alien vessel suddenly changed tactics, accelerating directly toward the Vindication in what appeared to be a ramming maneuver. "Evasive pattern Delta," Reyes ordered calmly. "Target their propulsion systems." The Vindication pivoted with remarkable agility for its size, evading the charging alien ship while simultaneously firing precision shots that disabled its main engines. The massive vessel drifted, power fluctuating across its hull as secondary explosions rippled through its engineering section. "Captain," Communications Officer Liu interrupted. "We're receiving a transmission from the surface. It's using our encryption. It's coming from the colonists." "Put it through," Reyes ordered. A static-filled voice came through the speakers. "This is Security Chief Jackson of Vega Colony. Earth forces, if you can hear us, the aliens are mobilizing ground troops toward the labor camps. They appear to be preparing to execute prisoners." Reyes didn't hesitate. "Commander Jackson, deploy the Marine strike teams. Priority is securing those camps." "Yes, Captain." While the space battle continued, dropships detached from the Vindication and Phoenix, carrying fully equipped Marine teams toward the surface. The alien ships attempted to target them, but coordinated fire from Earth vessels kept them occupied. 3 enemy vessels disabled, Strategic Officer Chen reported. 4 showing significant damage. Their formation has collapsed. "They've never faced an organized resistance," Jackson observed. "They're used to preying on isolated colonies," Reyes replied, "not confronting an actual military force." On the planet's surface, Marine teams led by Colonel Maya Santos moved with precision through the alien facilities. Their combat armor, designed for both vacuum and atmospheric operations, provided protection against the aliens' energy weapons. "This is Santos." The colonel's voice came through the command channel. "We've secured the eastern camp. 200 colonists freed. Moving to the central facility now." Similar reports came in from other teams. The rescue operation progressing, with minimal casualties. The aliens, clearly unprepared for Earth's swift and overwhelming response, were abandoning their ground positions. In orbit, the battle had turned decisively. 5 alien vessels were now completely disabled, their weapons and propulsion systems destroyed. 2 others had suffered critical damage and were venting atmosphere. The remaining ships were attempting to retreat. "Captain," Liu called out, "I'm detecting communication between the alien vessels. Massive data transmission." "They're calling for reinforcements," Reyes realized. "Strategic. How long until potential alien reinforcements could arrive?" Chen consulted his instruments. "Based on their propulsion signatures, at least 2 weeks at their maximum speed." "More than enough time," Reyes decided. "Continue the operation as planned. Secure all colonists and gather all possible intelligence on these aggressors." Within hours, the battle for Vega Prime was over. The alien mining equipment was destroyed, their ground forces either captured or retreated. To their remaining ships, Colonel Santos reported from the surface that most of the surviving colonists were recovering in the settlement's medical facilities. "They call themselves the Ketval," Director Chen informed them during his debriefing aboard the Vindication. The colony administrator looked haggard but resolute after weeks of captivity. "From what we gathered, they're a hierarchical species that expands by exploiting unprotected worlds. They've never encountered serious resistance from their targets before." "Why attack without attempting communication?" Reyes asked. "They don't. View it as necessary, Chen explained. In their hierarchy, only species with proven military capability deserve diplomatic consideration. Everyone else is simply resource. Admiral Hayes, who had monitored the battle via quantum communication from Earth, appeared on the main view screen. Captain Reyes, your after-action report has been received. The Council extends its highest commendation to you and your crew. Thank you, Admiral. What are our orders regarding the disabled alien vessels? Salvage what technology and intelligence you can, then allow their remaining functional ships to retreat, Hayes replied. We want them to carry word back to their civilization about what happened here. And the colony? Chen asked. We're dispatching construction ships and additional defense installations, Hayes assured him. Vega Prime will be fortified against any future aggression. No human colony will remain vulnerable again. As the communication ended, Reyes stood at the viewport watching marine transports ferrying rescued colonists back to the settlement. The alien ships that remained operational had retreated to the system's edge, no longer a threat. They came, expecting defenseless prey, Commander Jackson observed, joining her. They found something else entirely. This wasn't just about saving one colony, Reyes replied. This was humanity's introduction to the wider galaxy. The message we've sent today will reach far beyond the Ketval. The message was clear. Humanity would not tolerate aggression against its people. Distance did not mean abandonment. Technology would not substitute for courage and determination. The Ketval had attacked what they perceived as easy targets, isolated, vulnerable humans far from their homeworld. Instead, they had awakened a sleeping giant, and through the survivors' stories, word would spread throughout whatever interstellar community existed beyond human space. Underestimate humans at your peril. As the Vindication maintained its protective orbit around Vega Prime, Reyes drafted her final report to Earth with a simple conclusion. The defense of Vega Prime demonstrates that humanity stands united across the stars. No human settlement, no matter how distant, stands alone.